Hey friends, it's Alex Lozier here, jewelry artist and alchemist, and I would like to invite you into my jewelry studio today to talk to you about how to infuse your jewels with your intention to transform your jewelry into magical talismans. So the first thing that I like to do once I've selected what pieces of jewelry I'm going to be wearing for the day, and I have a whole pile of jewelry that I'm going to be wearing for the day right here. These are all pieces that I've made. And before I actually put on any jewelry, what I like to do is just give myself and my jewels a cleanse. So there's a number of ways that you can do this. Definitely be sure to do your homework and find out what your jewelry is made out of. If it's made out of any kind of soft stone or organic material, you're going to want to consider which type of cleansing that you are going to be using. Most jewelry can handle getting wet, but some organic materials you might want to be careful with, like for example, if it's a soft stone like selenite, that's something that can't get wet, or if it is incorporating an animal part or some other kind of organic found object like wood, you might not want to get that wet. So just do your homework and do a little bit of research. But I actually like to use this mist for myself as well as my jewelry. Oh, it's so nice. It smells lovely. This is a Palo Santo cleansing spray. And that's one method that you can use, or you can actually use sticks of Palo Santo. So this is actually a sacred wood from Peru, and you just burn it a little bit and it creates quite a lovely smell. And the reason we do this is because Palo Santo has the ability to cleanse the energy field of a person, a place, or an object. And it also can infuse it with positive energy. So that is something that we are invoking when we are cleansing ourselves, as well as our jewelry. So I have my jewelry here. I have a bunch of rings, so I can just go ahead and pass my jewelry through the Palo Santo smoke one by one. And as I'm doing that, I'm just thinking of cleansing my jewelry as well as infusing it with positive energy. Now, I have very carefully selected each piece of jewelry that I'm going to be wearing for a very specific intention, and that's something that I would encourage you to do. Start thinking about why you wear your jewelry, how it connects with your body, and what impact you would like it to have on your life. When you start wearing jewelry in this way, it transforms it from being just a physical item to being something that then becomes magical and can help you in your spiritual practice. So I'm just gonna finish cleansing my jewelry, and then I'm gonna talk to you guys also about each piece of jewelry, what its significance is to me, and why I will be wearing it, and how that will be helping me to evolve in my spiritual practice. Okay, so the first piece of jewelry that I'm going to start with is this hand-forged silver chain that I made. So necklaces, they connect to your throat chakra, and they also are circles. So your neck is actually the most vulnerable part of your body, but it's also how you express yourself. So this chain, it's hand forged out of oxidized sterling silver, and silver is my personal favorite metal. It's the metal that I always choose to wear, as well as that I work with like 99% of the time. It's always been my favorite ever since I was a little girl. I've always been very attracted to silver. So this oxidized sterling silver chain, silver connects to the energy of the moon, so it's very feminine. It's cyclical in nature, and it is going to act as a form of protection around my neck. And I like that it's elegant. I like how it sits on my clavicle, but it's a little bit industrial, so it makes me feel strong yet elegant, and I really like that about it. Okay, so the next piece that I'm going to wear is this pendant, and I really like layering my jewelry. I like the vibe, I like the movement, I like the effect that it gets, and in my opinion, too much jewelry is not a thing, so I'm not worried about that. All right, so this piece, it's made out of purpurite, which is the flashy purple stone, this one here, and a garnet. So purpurite connects to your crown chakra, which connects you to the spirit, the cosmos. And garnet is it's a very grounding stone. It's very earthy. So this stone helps me to become a channel for heaven and earth. Purpurite is known as a channeling stone. So this is going to really enhance my intuition, and it's really going to help me to evolve in my spiritual practice. So that's why I like to wear this. Now, as I put on each piece of jewelry and I'm connecting to my intention, I am activating its magical purpose. And so any piece of jewelry or any object really can have magical significance in your life as long as you assign it meaning. And so you can do these little ceremonies for yourself every single day and make it a ritual when you put on your jewelry, and you connect to what your intention is as you wear it, as you feel these pieces moving on your body, and as you see them when you're out in the world. It's going to help you to remember your intention and to connect to it. And as you're doing that, you're speeding along the manifestation process. Okay, so the next piece of jewelry that I'm gonna wear are these ammonite earrings. I absolutely love these earrings. I just got these back from a gallery, and I haven't seen them in a long time. These earrings have always been really special to me. So this is an ammonite here, which is a fossilized shell from Morocco. These earrings, they have a very earthy feel. Spirals are the most creative shape. Everything in divine creation starts in a spiral. And we're used to things moving in a very linear way in our society, but it sort of just goes against the natural creative process, which is a spiral. So I am activating creativity and growth in a spiral fashion, which again, spirals are a feminine shape, so are circles. And this stone up here, this is pyrite. Pyrite is a stone of abundance, prosperity. It's also very grounding, and it has a masculine energy. It has more of a solar energy, so does this stone here. This is citrine, so they're both solar stones. So they activate the solar plexus chakra, which is right here, right where your stomach is. And these are little porcupine quills down here, which this is also another form of protection that we're invoking by using these porcupine quills in jewelry. And so again, like I said, your neck is the most vulnerable part of your body. So to me, these earrings are gonna act as little shields. They are going to enhance my courage, my confidence by activating the citrine and the pyrite crystals, as well as my creativity. So it's going to protect my creative centers of my body, which are my voice, how I'm expressing myself, but also that's emanating from that solar plexus chakra. Okay, so these, I'm thinking about my earrings. I always think about earrings as little shields, because especially when it's a post earring like that, because again, like I said, your neck is your most vulnerable part of your body. So earrings connect to your neck. They connect to your third eye. And I also like to think that they connect to your crown chakra as well, because I know that when I'm wearing a pair of earrings, I might not be able to see them. So it's kind of a more internal experience, but I'm able to feel them, and it helps me to hold my head a little bit higher. It really helps me to boost my confidence. Okay, so we've got our earrings. And I have always been such a ring person. I absolutely love rings. I wear a lot of them. And when I'm wearing rings, I have lots of things that I'm keeping in mind. Not just the energies of the stones, but also which hands and which fingers I'm wearing my rings on. So to go a little bit more in depth into that, in general, especially if you're right-handed, your right hand is a projective energy. You are sending this intention out into the universe, and your left hand is a receiving energy. So your right hand is projective, it's masculine, it's sending out. Your left hand is receiving, it's feminine. Now that, if you're left-handed, if you're predominantly left-handed, that is gonna be vice versa for you. But for me, I'm right-handed. So my projective hand, what I wanna send out into the universe, that's the energy that I'm going to think about how I adorn my right hand. So for those of you that are into the esoteric sciences like I am, I love astrology. And I wouldn't call myself an astrologer, but I do enjoy learning about it. And also, I find palmistry to be really interesting. I definitely know a little bit less about palmistry, but that's okay. There's plenty of time to learn. But basically, these two esoteric sciences or arts, they are essentially snapshots. So your palm, the lines on your hand, as well as your natal birth chart, are essentially snapshots of your soul's purpose. And so when you were born, your astrology chart, it's a map, it's a blueprint of the stars in their exact, and planets in their exact alignment when you were born. And so that gives you clues as far as what your personality type is, the direction in life you're supposed to go, the careers and the relationships that you're supposed to be in, etc., etc. And so, you know, there's always this question of free will versus fate, but really it's both, because when we're born, we have this divine blueprint, and we have certain places on the map of our soul's purpose that we're supposed to get to in this lifetime. And how we decide to get to those places is up to us. So it's really both. It's fate and free will. And we have the ability with our intention to direct how we manifest that energy. So with that being said, your right hand is your projective hand. So I'm gonna start with my right hand because it's my predominant hand. And I made myself this sapphire ring. And you can see the band, it's made out of 3 smaller bands that are all soldered together. Now, sapphire is my birthstone. My birthday is September 4th, same day as Beyonce. And so I'm going to be putting this ring on my right hand, on my middle finger. Now your middle finger connects to the planet Saturn. Saturn is known as the planet of time and also the planet of limitations and restrictions. So it kind of gets a bad rap. But Saturn is also the planet of self-mastery. And so in my opinion, you cannot master the self without mastering both the physical and the spiritual. So that's my intention as I wear this ring. And so if you can see in the stone, I don't know if it can catch the light, but up here in the top of the stone, as it projects out from my finger, there's a deep blue inclusion in the top of this stone. And so my north node is actually in Pisces, which is a water sign. And your north node in your astrology chart, if you look up your astrology chart, your north node is the direction that you are supposed to go in life. So your south node, it's sort of where you came in from, where your past lives were, and what you're comfortable in. You're supposed to go towards your north node. That's your ultimate path of growth for your soul's evolution. So mine's in Pisces, so I have this sapphire that's my blue, I have my north node in Pisces, so I have this blue in the sapphire projecting out on my middle finger, which connects to Saturn, which is the planet of self-mastery. So my intention is to master both the physical as well as the spiritual. And the other thing that a lot of people don't talk about when they talk about Saturn is that even though it's the planet of limitations and restrictions, if you cross all your T's and you dot your I's and you pay careful attention to detail, which is what Saturn is all about, Saturn is also the planet of rewards. It's a planet that can give you recognition. It's a planet that can really just help you kind of climb the ladder, so to speak, because Saturn rules Capricorn, and that's sort of that energy of the mountain goat climbing the mountain. Okay, so moving on. So sapphire is a corundum, which is the second hardest stone below diamond. And so the next corundum is ruby. So I have these two ruby rings that I made right here. And so all corundums, all sapphires, all rubies, because they're the second hardest stone, they represent strength. So I'm going to be wearing these rubies on my left hand because rubies are all about beauty, love, prosperity, passion, abundance, and those are all things that I want to receive. So I'm going to be wearing this ruby ring on my index finger. Now your index finger connects you to the planet Jupiter, and Jupiter is all about expansion and joy. And so those are things that I would like to manifest, that I am pulling in, that I would like to receive. And so you can see that I have the direction of this ring going towards me, going in. So it's direct, it's in my direction. And then I have this little mini ruby ring, which I actually like to wear as a mid ring, a half ring, like that. And then I have this other little ring that I like to put on top of it. So I'm layering it like that. And once again, I have this triple band. So I also am into numerology. So what I'm doing is I'm activating a 333 code with these forged band rings. So 333, it's the number of creativity, and it balances mind, body, and spirit. So the other part of my 333 code is this stack that I wear on my left thumb. And your thumbs connect you to the energy of Venus, which is the goddess of Aphrodite, the goddess of love, the goddess of peace and beauty. And who doesn't want, that in their life? All right, so I have all my jewels on, and I can just take a moment to center myself, connect to my intention, and just be grateful for taking the time to adorn myself with love, with self-care, and with gratitude. So thanks for joining me in my jewelry studio today. Please take some time for yourself to connect with your intention and adorn yourself with love, with beauty, with gratitude, and think about some wonderful intentions that you would like to manifest. Have an awesome day. Lots of love, you guys.